What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the basement. Today we're going to be doing a quick overview of the Anderson Utility Pro. Before we do, there's some things we need to get out of the way. First thing is check us out at basementoperator.com. There you can find all kinds of cool stuff like the people that support the channel, our merch, other cool things, you never know. Next thing, you should go check us out on Discord. It is a great little community over there, basement operators there. We share all kinds of cool stuff. So go check us out, talk to us, communicate with us, and then go check us out on Instagram. That is the best place to keep up to speed on what we're doing on a day-to-day basis, seeing what we're reviewing and all kinds of stuff like that. So go check us out at both Instagram and on Discord. So song recommendations, because it's super important. We're doing Ryan Carvalho, Trouble in Paradise. Awesome song. I've really been on a Ryan Carvalho kick here recently. Let me know what you think about it down in the comment section, and then also go leave a song recommendation. We listen to all of them. So let's talk a little bit about the Anderson Utility Pro. I will give a small disclaimer that Anderson did send this rifle out upon our request to review it. So we have been getting a lot of DMs, comments, and whatnot when we do rifle reviews about checking out the Anderson, and it had been a while since we looked at one, so we thought it was time. So this Anderson Utility Pro right here comes in about $400 to $600. This is obviously a good price point for an intro rifle. It's right up there with Radical, PSA, depending on where you're shopping. You might be able to find some others that are down in that $400 to $600 price point, but this puts it right there in that intro line of rifles. And you may ask, so what do you get for that? And that's a great question. This one right here is the Utility Pro with the Magpul furniture. They do have different options that have different furniture sets on them. I know for sure one of them has a traditional M4 stuff on it. This one just happened to come with the Magpul, which is really nice. What is this rifle really loaded up out as? 16-inch barrel, pretty standard everything else. The 16-inch barrel I think is perfectly fine for your intro shooter. You're just getting your first AR-15. You might not necessarily want to deal with pistol braces or NFA stuff. I understand. Some of the notable features I really do like about it, it is a very accurate gun. We have already concluded the testing of this. We grouped it a lot, shot it a lot, and we were getting about a sub MOA to MOA out of certain caliber or certain rounds. So that was really nice. We were very pleasantly surprised with the accuracy, and for that $400 to $600 price point, I'm usually thinking 2 MOA to 3 MOA is what I'm going to get out of a super budget AR-15. But this thing, like I said, right around that MOA to sub MOA mark, so I was very pleased with the accuracy that I was able to get out of this rifle. Another thing I really like about this rifle is the full 15-inch Picatinny and M-LOK rail. So it does have M-LOK on the 3, 6, and 9, and then a Picatinny piece across the top at the 12. This is nice. It keeps your options open if you're ever looking to maybe do a light and then a pressure pad, or maybe on down the road you're like, hey, I really want to get into night vision, so you get a laser. Not necessarily a have to, but the option is there, and just having the Picatinny piece across the top keeps everything open. Now, a lot of people like the cutouts, and that's fine. It's not really my thing. I don't really think it saves enough weight to justify cutting out the pick pieces across the top. I just think that having the options there are too valuable. So what would I necessarily change about this rifle? Well, I'm not a super big fan of the standard Magpul stuff. I like a CTR. The CTR basically just locks in and keeps a lot of wiggle out. Either that or go to like a B5 or something. That's just personal preference though, not necessarily a have to change. This works perfectly fine. If you're gonna run a sling, you will need to find like a QD point and M-LOK that in, and then either loop it through here on the back or upgrade your stock to have a QD point. Either is perfectly fine, but that is one thing I will change. I don't really mind the normal Magpul pistol grip. Works great for me, but other people might bitch and moan about it. It's up to them. The trigger itself is a mil-spec trigger. I think we pulled it at about 7 or 8 pounds. I can't remember exactly. We were out on the range with a little tool and we did it. But anyway, really heavy trigger, or I guess standard trigger. That is one thing you could change. I don't really mind it too much. It doesn't really bother me with how I'm shooting these rifles. I'm not trying to be a freaking sniper with a lot of them. So if I was, I would, upgrade to a maybe 2-stage trigger or something like that. But for just your typical AR-15 off the shelf, a standard mil-spec trigger works perfectly fine, and it is one of the things you could upgrade. Other than that, I mean, it is a very basic, down-to-earth rifle. Not a lot of bells and whistles, but it does perform, and I guess that's really why you want to buy these things. For that $400, $600 price point, a lot of people are like up in the air, and it's a lot of money. You know, your typical bolt guns are that $400 or $600 depending. And $600 might be a cheap AR, but it's still a lot of money. So you want to make sure you're getting a good gun, and I think that the Anderson Utility Pro is that. It is a very good gun. I think it's up there with my PSA and my Radical. Both of them are very budget, but they're very, very good guns, and I think this stacks up. And I think, you know, people poke fun at the Poverty Pony, but it does a very good job, and I've been thoroughly impressed with the rifle itself. It's definitely going to be a mainstay on the channel in terms of holding a standard, especially for accuracy on budget firearms. So, you know, big thank you to Anderson for letting us review it, and we hope you guys enjoy. Make sure to like and subscribe. Make sure to check us out on Discord and on Instagram, and go leave a comment about your favorite song, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. As always, take some outdoors.